Iraqi Dinar Today latest news. The financial world is currently focusing a keen eye on the ongoing and significant transformation within Iraq's banking sector, a quiet revolution that promises to redefine the dinar's role on the global stage. For years, observers and holders of the Iraqi dinar have been inundated with constant speculation and unverified rumors regarding which specific institutions, both domestically and internationally, would be prepared to handle foreign currency exchange operations. This persistent atmosphere of uncertainty, fueled by unsubstantiated leaks and online chatter, has often overshadowed the genuine, methodical work being undertaken by the country's monetary authorities. Today, it is essential to look past the hype and focus on the verifiable facts of systemic readiness, recognizing that true financial reform is a process built on compliance and infrastructure, not sudden secret announcements that appear on unofficial websites or social media platforms. The fundamental shift underway centers on the modernization of Iraq's core financial networks to achieve compatibility with rigorous international standards, a necessary precursor for any currency seeking wider global convertibility. Across 2024 and continuing into 2025, major Iraqi banking institutions have been systematically upgrading their technical capabilities. This includes significant efforts to integrate with real-time gross settlement (RTGS) systems, enhance international transfer platforms, and implement robust anti-money laundering (AML) and counter-terrorism financing (CTF) protocols. These actions are not a response to a rumored imminent rate change. Rather, they represent the essential, mandatory modernization steps required for any nation to transition its currency from a regionally limited unit to one that is fully traceable and tradable on the international foreign exchange markets. This comprehensive, regulatory overhaul is equivalent to a country putting its financial house in order, ensuring that all procedural and technical elements pass the strict inspection required by global financial watchdogs. For a long time, foreign businesses and individual dinar holders lacked clear, tangible signals of this foundational preparation. Now the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has made its priorities demonstrably clear: increased regulation, greater operational transparency, and a deliberate expansion of digital payment gateways that connect seamlessly with regional and global partners. Such structural reforms indicate a preparation for larger, more consistent participation in the global financial system, a goal that requires stability and credibility above all else. The notion that a secret, exclusive list of approved exchange banks is being circulated underground is a widespread and persistent myth that should be dismissed. In reality, banks, especially those preparing for highly regulated international foreign exchange, do not publicize sensitive operational details before they are legally ready for implementation. The actual truth is unfolding transparently in plain sight. It is visible in the policy circulars, the systemic IT upgrades, and the central bank's published focus on adhering to international bodies like the Financial Action Task Force, FATF. Iraq is currently in an essential phase of structural readiness, a period defined by quiet, intensive compliance work, not by market-shaking speculation that dominates unverified reports. To grasp the full scope of this exchange readiness, one must understand that it involves far more than simply setting a new price for the dinar. It fundamentally means establishing the necessary infrastructure to facilitate such trades when monetary policy permits. This requires banks to build specialized foreign exchange desks, capable of efficiently handling regional currencies, to implement verification systems that authenticate the genuineness of the dinar, and to secure the requisite legal and regulatory clearances for every currency pair they intend to trade. These requirements are not discretionary. They are the legal and operational prerequisites for any globally interconnected bank, and Iraq's intensified focus on correspondent banking relationships underscores its serious commitment to meeting these non-negotiable legal standards. A major milestone in this journey towards international recognition has been the acknowledgments from global financial institutions regarding Iraq's progress in aligning with contemporary anti-money laundering (AML) and FATF guidelines. This adherence to global best practices is one of the most significant steps a developing financial system can take to build international trust, and trust is the indispensable foundation upon which all legitimate currency exchange is built. Addressing the question of local participation, it is important to note that many Iraqi banks, encompassing both the large, State-owned institutions and the increasingly prominent private sector entities have been incorporated into these comprehensive modernization programs. The central bank's strategy has been to harmonize standards across the entire licensed banking landscape, ensuring that any authorized institution handling foreign exchange operations adheres to the same strict, traceable procedures. This sweeping initiative extends beyond merely preparing the dinar. It is an ambitious effort to cement Iraq's position as a stable and credible participant in the broader Middle Eastern regional economy. Institutions such as the state-owned Rafidane and Rasheed, alongside various private banks, have made tangible progress, expanding their digital offerings, launching sophisticated online payment portals, and establishing connections with global remittance systems, all critical building blocks for an economy seeking to transition away from cash and integrate into a global digital currency ecosystem. The common query from holders outside the region often revolves around whether major Western banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, or HSBC will ever directly handle the dinar. The clear reality is that no major, internationally regulated bank will directly buy or sell any currency that does not meet established global liquidity standards and possess full, unquestionable regulatory approval. However, this does not imply a disregard for Iraq's economic trajectory. As Iraq successfully executes its systemic rebuild and demonstrates consistent monetary stability, these same global institutions will initiate or expand correspondent relationships. This mechanism allows local Iraqi banks to efficiently process international transfers and foreign transactions through the networks of these global partners, a gradual, crucial process that is demonstrably already in motion as compliance and data sharing upgrades proceed between Iraqi institutions and established global payment channels. A crucial misconception that must be definitively addressed is the persistent myth of secret lists of banks waiting for a predetermined signal to begin currency exchanges. This idea has endured for years with zero public verification. What is genuinely occurring is a transparent, systematic alignment of systems, the publicly observable path any nation takes toward greater currency convertibility. The real evidence is found in documented policy statements, the ongoing digital infrastructure advancements, and published economic reforms. The banks that will inevitably conduct future exchanges are those diligently investing in and upgrading their compliance systems right now, ensuring that every financial transaction is verifiable, traceable, and legally approved under international regulatory frameworks. A particularly powerful indicator of progress is Iraq's continued commitment to integrating with global settlement systems like SWIFT and newer digital payment rails. These systems are the unseen infrastructure that enables banks in disparate countries to exchange, verify, and settle payments securely and instantaneously. The expanding compliance with international payment standards throughout 2025 translates directly into smoother cross-border transfers and improved data visibility for global partners. Without these robust, transparent systems, major banks cannot confidently transact foreign currencies. With them, every operation becomes traceable, legal, and compliant, meeting the explicit demands of modern global markets for security and accountability. Understanding the necessity of patience is paramount for all observers of this financial journey. Currency transitions of this magnitude are among the slowest and most rigorously controlled financial processes in the world, requiring coordinated efforts between central banks, finance ministries, and various international stakeholders. The expectation of instantaneous announcements or sudden viral news about a sweeping revaluation is fundamentally misaligned with the methodical, deliberative pace of the real financial world. When genuine change is announced, it will emerge through verifiable government releases and established global financial news outlets. The most successful and informed holders are those who prioritize studying these authentic updates over engaging in the speculative pursuit of anonymous rumors. For those seeking to independently verify developments, the path is straightforward and reliable. Consult official banking channels. This involves scrutinizing public announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq, checking the foreign exchange services explicitly listed on the official websites of major Iraqi commercial banks, and for holders abroad, contacting your own bank's dedicated foreign currency or international wire transfer department, asking a direct factual question about their current buying or selling of the Iraqi dinar yields an actual answer. effectively filtering out the endless stream of online misinformation that has persisted for years. This direct approach, though it takes a moment of effort, is the only way to establish a fact-based perspective. Further underscoring the sincerity of Iraq's forward momentum is its deep focus on modernizing internal domestic payment systems. Local businesses, governmental bodies, and banks are increasingly adopting interconnected electronic platforms that enable instant settlement and rigorous record-keeping. This domestic efficiency is a crucial prerequisite. For any currency to gain international respect, it must first operate with impeccable effectiveness and speed within its own borders. A cleaner, faster local system makes the integration into the global system exponentially easier. Moreover, this modernization drive is instrumental in combating internal corruption and promoting the transparency that the international community has consistently demanded as a requirement for greater economic integration. Addressing the emotional component of this long-term investment is important. Many have demonstrated remarkable patience, belief, and hope in Iraq's eventual financial strengthening. That commitment deserves respect, but it must be tempered by a dedication to factual reality. Every systemic improvement, from banking IT upgrades to regulatory compliance, brings Iraq closer to a more robust economic standing. Yet this entire journey is underpinned by verifiable policy decisions, not by unfounded promises. The most informed strategy is not to anticipate secret news, but to learn how to accurately interpret the public signals of progress. Each new regulation, every digital network connection, and every reform enacted is a chapter in the story of preparation, offering genuine insights to those who pay attention. The year 2025 marks a period where Iraq's financial landscape is entering a new chapter of systemic confidence. The government has actively championed projects designed to streamline currency flow, significantly encourage electronic transactions, and reduce the economy's heavy reliance on cash. This is a profound transformation that fosters internal stability for the dinar's value and actively cultivates an environment conducive to foreign partnerships. As this international trust solidifies and expands, the possibilities for more widespread and recognized currency exchanges naturally increase, creating a positive domino effect where each internal reform sets the stage for the next external opportunity. The accelerating integration of digital platforms is fundamentally reshaping the potential for foreign exchange operations. Many banks are now linking their core banking systems to advanced digital foreign exchange services, hinting at a near future where currency conversions, even for lesser traded units like the dinar, could be instantaneous, highly secure, and fully transparent. Iraq's increasing participation in international digital compliance frameworks and its efforts to build regional payment bridges confirm that the foundational groundwork for these technological leaps is being methodically laid. While external narratives fixate on rumors, Iraq is diligently building the transparent financial rails that will eventually allow the reformed system to speak for itself when it achieves operational readiness. A final, yet critically important, step in this process is Iraq's ongoing, deep coordination with international monitoring bodies. This partnership is specifically aimed at ensuring that all Iraqi banks fully satisfy the stringent anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing standards. These are not trivial adjustments. They are mandatory conditions for any country seeking free, unhindered participation in global foreign exchange markets. The more consistently compliant Iraq becomes, the greater the confidence international institutions will have in conducting business with its banks. This is a deliberate long-term exercise in trust building, a process that inherently requires time and steady, clear directional progress. For the individual dinar holder, this multifaceted progress demands a dual strategy of informed awareness and unwavering patience. The best course of action remains to follow verifiable financial news from official sources, completely ignoring the perennial claims of secret announcements. When any new exchange opportunities legitimately materialize, they will be channeled through licensed, regulated, and public institutions. No legitimate bank will ever solicit currency through private, unverified, or exclusive offers. The introduction of any new monetary policy will be clearly documented and announced by the central bank and globally reported, ensuring that no one ever needs secret access to a verifiable, real-world financial event. It is also vital to understand the authentic drivers of a currency's value. A nation's currency is an economic mirror, reflecting its productivity, its stability, and its trade balance. Iraq has been actively working to strengthen all three pillars: increasing oil revenue, pursuing economic diversification, and investing in new technologies. When these measurable economic shifts are observed alongside the ongoing banking reforms, they constitute the most compelling sign of authentic foundational progress, because any sustainable currency appreciation must be built on genuine, measurable economic growth, not on transient speculative enthusiasm. Concerning the possibility of redenomination or significant rate adjustments, the factual position remains that any such action will only occur following a period of complete stabilization and formal approval from global financial partners. Governments, by their very nature, do not surprise the world with sudden, unscheduled currency changes. Any such transition is an organized, publicly documented, and legally verified procedure. Consequently, anyone offering a private exchange or claiming to possess classified insider information should be treated with extreme caution. The only safe and trustworthy source for information is always the official channel, not the unsubstantiated chatter that dominates certain online circles. A final key element of the 2025 progress is Iraq's intensified effort to strengthen trade and economic partnerships with its regional allies. Increased trade flow through official banking channels generates organic demand for the dinar in cross-border transactions. This genuine market-driven demand, not mere speculation, is the mechanism that systematically builds international liquidity. Liquidity is what gives global banks the confidence to exchange a currency, knowing it can be easily bought and sold. Thus, every trade agreement Iraq signs and every measurable increase in non-oil exports is effectively building the momentum necessary for the dinar's expanded international footprint. In conclusion, the current landscape in 2025 shows a banking system undergoing robust modernization, technical systems being tested and validated, and governmental oversight being demonstrably tightened. While this is not the conclusion of the journey, it represents the most financially and operationally sound position Iraq has held in recent history. Every technical upgrade, every policy alignment, and every step toward economic diversification contributes to a currency that is visibly and methodically preparing for wider exchangeability. No one can provide a specific date or rate, but the foundation for significant financial integration is unequivocally being laid in real time. The most effective preparation involves staying informed by official facts, securing your documentation, and engaging exclusively with licensed financial institutions. The dinar's movement towards broader exchangeability is not a flight of fancy, but a documented, incremental process that will be announced openly and transparently on the world stage when it is complete.